Hey everybody, I'm Random Bystander here, and I want to play a Spongebob game, but the Battle for Bikini Bottom remake doesn't come out until May. Maybe. So what is a Random Bystander to do? I guess I'll take a nap until Battle for Bikini Bottom remake comes out. Playing video games is tiring after all. What? Oh no! I'm late! Oh no! I'm not wearing any pants! Oh wait, yes I am! This dream sequence and green screen background can only mean one thing. Spongebob Squarepants, creature from the Krusty Krab! Can't believe I'm stuck in a dream again. It's like that one SpongeBob episode where he goes into everyone's dreams, and then it rains Krabby Patties.
Actually, that's the episode Sad. Super common mistake. They are sister episodes after all.
The Wash underscore on Twitch?
That's me.
What are you doing here? On YouTube?
Well, the Twitch comments weren't gross enough, so I figured I would get more harassment, but...
Wait, hold on. Where are you?
I'm down here.
You're in the game itself? But how?
I'm trapped in the whims of your fantasies. It's possible when you view your friends as objects.
Look, I'm sorry that my subconscious is a jerk. Do you want to review this game with me? I think it's the only way it'll get me out of this dream.
That is indeed a common rule of dreaming. Alright, I accept. But next time imagine me as a better game.
You may have already figured this one out, but we are both huge SpongeBob fans. The show is insanely quotable and still running after over 20 years.
And given that we're both oldies with pathetic lives, we've also played a lot of SpongeBob games, including Revenge of the Flying Dutchman, Like Camera Pants, and Battle for Bikini Bottom, which is getting a remake this year, maybe, who knows, don't quote me.
But there is one SpongeBob game I still haven't tried, and that happens to be Spongebob Squarepants, Creature from the Krusty Krab. This is a SpongeBob game I am the least familiar with, but when Googling the reviews, the public judges the game with an outstanding score of... pretty alright.
I have in fact played the game, though only the PlayStation 2 port. I've always wondered how the Wii version stacks up, and since you're the Nintendo gamer, I can't think of anyone better to feature me as a cameo.
Is SpongeBob first game on the Wii a hit today? Let's find out. We take a look at the title screen, and by that I mean the Wii title screen. Why does it look like this? The cover art on the box is a lot more enticing, but when the game opens, you have that.
That's a bit jarring.
This doesn't get me hyped to play a game, this just seems rushed. And speaking of tonal problems, let's talk about the opening screen itself.
What, the opening theme? It's fantastic.
Yeah, but usually SpongeBob games start with the theme song, or some happy music or something. This one, however... I never knew SpongeBob could be terrifying. It seems a bit strange for our yellow friend.
See, that's what I like about it. It takes creative liberties with the original theme and really sets the mood for a strange tale. It feels grand and otherworldly. A personal favorite theme cover.
So let's start with the story. We see SpongeBob peacefully slumbering as he grabs for the ignition. Grabs for the ignition?
This is where we learn the game takes place in different characters' dream worlds, and SpongeBob, the mild-mannered fry cook, dreams of a Mad Max-style road race filled with mayhem and the destruction of his hometown.
Also, he makes this face. This is less of a dream and more like my nightmare.
Or Mrs. Puff.
Start out the game by driving with the Wiimote sideways, and I already hate the motion controls. Thankfully, you can use buttons to accelerate and brake, but you use the Wiimote, Mario Kart Wii style, to steer. And no, the Wii wheel doesn't help. It gets the job done, but I still feel like I'm barely controlling it. I mean, maybe that's the point. It is a bit chaotic after all.
Coming through! Out of the way, pipsqueak!
Suddenly, SpongeBob loses his license, and we begin the first platforming segment of the game.
Controlling SpongeBob like this isn't that bad, actually. Move, jump, double jump, whack things, hang on to anchors. The platforming actually works well. In fact, SpongeBob himself looks pretty good too. It reminds me a lot of the Battle for Bikini Bottom model.
That's because it is the Battle for Bikini Bottom model. The developers recycled the Heavy Iron model not only for this game, but for 2 other SpongeBob games.
Recycling assets at its finest. So the controls for SpongeBob work fine. At least with the platforming. Unfortunately, even when he's not driving, SpongeBob has motion controls. You have to turn wrenches by moving the Wiimote vertically and physically turning it, and it just does not work. I'm trying to move it and it works maybe 50% of the time. I want to play SpongeBob, not get a workout. For some reason, the motion controls for the wrench are very specific, and you can't go too fast or too slow, otherwise it doesn't read your movement.
Sorry to tell you this, but you have to do a lot of wrenches. A lot of wrenches.
My arms! My arms!
But we soon find our license and move on to the race with Piston Patrick.
Or I would if the game didn't crash.
Oh god.
See if you got what it takes to beat the great Piston Patrick.
Yep, the game crashed. I couldn't go to the home menu, I couldn't even turn off the console. All I could do was see a black screen and hear
Piston Patrick.
Pumpin' remix though.
I had to unplug the console to make the game playable again, and it didn't save! Losing the license, platforming, moving these wrenches, and Piston Patrick. Thank God I can move on with the game.
Yep, now it's back to driving the same course. A building falls down at some point, but that's it, it's the same course.
This first section with SpongeBob is so repetitive. You're just stuck in a pattern. Driving, platforming. That's all you really do. With driving, it isn't even much of a challenge. Sure, you race other characters, but you don't even have to beat them. You just have to beat the clock. Then after you face the racer, you have to do platforming, where you have to beat up weird-looking enemies.
Give them credit, they're trying to recreate that one patron from the Salty Spittoon, and also maybe this guy for some reason. That said, the level design is very bland. Most of the time it has you collecting items like car parts. You enter a room, fight 2 different enemy types, collect the part, wait for the cutscene, and move on to the next room, the next part.
I'm not a fan of the dialogue in this one either. The lines from our main characters are okay, but the ones by the extras just seem to be pointless or like they are trying way too hard to be funny.
There's only one word you can use to describe this, Dale. Yes. Really cool. That's 2 words, Dale, but thanks for playing.
Hey, watch! How many times you think they'll milk jokes like this?
Probably until the end of the game, Randy.
I just want the driving to end. Please, can we end this, please?
We're number 1! We're number 1!
Thank Neptune.
With that, we move to Patrick's Dream. Patrick imagines himself as the great and powerful Starfish Man, protecting people who look like Patrick from cardboard cutouts that look like Patrick, led by the evil villain, the dreaded Patrick. Yep, that's the narcissist I know and love, just like you, Random.
On the positive side, I love the atmosphere in this level. It legit feels like a comic book. And you even have the action font that appears when you fight an enemy. You control as Patrick by moving, jumping, and punching. It's similar to SpongeBob, only with slightly different attacks, such as Patrick sneezing on things in order to produce wind?
Bless you.
But even though the control scheme is different, it is still extremely dull. These cutscenes are unskippable too, which makes things even longer.
Yes, the enemies come out of the posters. That was cool the first time, less cool the 20th.
Fighting, platforming, fighting. We have to find clothes? Fighting, platforming, fighting, and the game crashed again. Even the fighting isn't that fun. Just button mashing as you beat them up, see a cutscene, beat them up, collect an item, rinse and repeat. This constant fighting painfully reminds me of Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn, and how enemies just seem like an endless fodder that is just there to pad out the game. Although I'd say Creature from the Krusty Krab did it a little better.
But hey, at least the motion controls aren't that bad.
Oh yeah, that's a major plus. The only thing close to motion controls in this section is where you have to pull the Wiimote to set up some stairs, which doesn't take much effort at all. Beats wrenching any day.
Anyway, Patrick is launched on a rocket.
Starfish Man aiming for the stars, huh?
No, he was launched there by the dreaded Oh.
We cut to Planktons Dream, where he, what else, tries to steal the Krabby Patty secret formula. And he does this by making a giant Krabby Patty. But that backfires as the patty becomes sentient and chases Plankton. So Plankton uses the ray to become giant Plankton.
Power failure imminent.
I'm huge. I'm gigantic. I'm fast. Huh?
Morning! Okay, that's pretty funny. The next level is just Plankton running from the Krabby Patty in an almost side-scrolling chase through the levels.
You also have a freeze ray to break obstacles and even halt the meaty monster.
Anyone else craving ice-cold Krabby Patties?
It's your typical chase level, done 3 times in a row.
You think it would lead to a boss fight with the Krabby Patty, but no, it chases you until eventually it gets you. Then on to the next section, repetitive. Although if I'm being honest, it kept reminding me of the walrus chase from Crash to Insanity.
So random, I have more bad news.
Oh no.
Yep, another SpongeBob platforming segment.
Is there anything different?
Well, now you're in the stomach of an Alaskan bullworm.
Oh, that's visually appealing. That looks so much better than the Mayhem Destruction Derby of the last SpongeBob level. And let me guess, you have to go through the same level designs, find more items, and keep turning more switches.
Maybe.
Drop it, you drop it.
Don't worry, Random. Watch_, will cover for you. While Random vents out some steam, I'll make one big defense for this game. The soundtrack. The music for Krusty the Krusty Krab is gorgeous, utilizing a wide range of genres from rock and jazz to bluegrass, orchestral, and even chiptune. Not only does the music fit the eclectic style of each theme, the game also tries something really novel for this series. Each of the platforming themes have multiple versions that fade in and out of each other depending on gameplay. For instance, when you're in combat, the music gets rocking and pumped up. And once the combat finishes, it fades to being calmer to fit the change in pacing. It's ambitious and clever, especially for a SpongeBob game. Don't surprise that one of the composers, Todd Baker, would later do some incredible sound design for Media Molecule. Good work, Todd and team. Let's check in on Random again.
I hate this. My arms are tired, and I had to stare at the soulless eyes of Old Man Jenkins.
I'm gonna find someone to blame for all this.
But I finally made it out of the Alaskan bullworm.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it!
They didn't make it.
So Random, have you noticed a pattern in the levels yet?
I'm guessing we're going back to Patrick now?
Yep, but this one is a lot different. Now you fly around in a rocket rail shooter adventure through the cosmos.
It's just really a simple rocket level, and there's even a boss fight against a giant Krabby Patty mech.
The level literally flies by. Easy come, easy go.
Alright, so what's up next?
Well, it's time for the box art.
Power! The absolute power! Who's your daddy now?
Really? 2/3 through the game, and we finally get the giant plankton that was advertised.
Don't worry, I think you'll enjoy it.
Oh yeah! I'm a giant plankton! Yes! Unlimited power!
In this segment, you play a giant plankton and cause mayhem and utmost destruction, crushing buildings and letting out a huge roar.
Fall before me, buildings!
You even have a laser eye to not only destroy Bikini Bottom, but the wave of soldiers trying to stop your carnage.
I see you! Zap!
This mode is a chaotic arcade-style rampage, and it is so satisfying to break everything in your path.
I couldn't agree more.
And it's already over.
What?
Easy come, easy go.
We now move on to the SpongeBob biplane levels, which are basically the same as the Patrick Rocket ones, only they go on for way too long. Seriously, what is with the pacing of this game?
It really overstays its welcome. Something about SpongeBob makes the developers give him all these dragged out stages.
And even after 4 flying levels, there's still more with Patrick. I can't do it, Wash.
Yes, you can, Rando. You're almost there.
But it's just Patrick fighting Plankton and his minions. It's the same as before. It's so repetitive and I just want it to end. All right, I'm on Hypnotic Highway.
You're almost there.
Another racing level, and it's so much harder than before. So many obstacles, so much motion controls, and the timing feels a lot shorter. Every time I try and get to a checkpoint, I keep running out of time. I can't do it, Wash!
By the way, did I mention this was a Wii launch title? In fact, they had to finish the game in a whole year. I might explain the terrible motion control.
You think?
Look, you gotta hit every turbo pad if you wanna win. Come on, Rando, I believe in you.
I did it! I did it!
Yay!
And it turns out it was Gary's dream all along.
Here's a fun twist. If you collect all the sleepy seeds scattered throughout the game, you can actually replay the finale as Patrick or Plankton, and even get different endings.
Like I'm ever gonna play this game again! I'm finally free!
Haha, not so fast, Eager McBeaver. There's still a couple more things you forgot to cover.
Oh, barnacles, what else is left?
For one, there's the Z shop, where you can use all the Z currency collected to buy art from the gallery, bonus tracks, and more.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the currency.
And finally, there's Sponge Band, a bonus mode exclusive to the Wii version.
What's that?
Well...
That's it? That's the bonus Wii exclusive content? Just SpongeBob, Patrick, and Plankton playing various instruments with or without the music? That's it?
This game is awful.
I didn't expect Battle for Bikini Bottom quality, but I expected something decent. Aside from the giant plankton section, we haven't said repetitive enough times. It's rushed, bland, and overall lacks the heart and soul that was in other SpongeBob games. You don't even see a majority of the SpongeBob cast in this game either.
Honest opinion about the game. That's literally what Random wrote here for my dialogue. Anyway, this game's a mess. Aside from the music and the cool different styles, it honestly feels like a step down for the series. The Heavy Iron games aren't perfect, but the variety of enemy types alone broaden the combat potential and help freshen up the level design. Creature from the Krusty Krab is practically starving with enemy variation. It just makes the platforming drag on even more. Personally, this is a major disappointment considering all the moments of genuine ambition hidden in the pile.
In my opinion, this game is something so bad, it wouldn't even be sold at the Chum Bucket.
Well, Wash, the game was a bust, but it was a pleasure having you on the show. Where can people find your work?
Plug channel. Again, that's what he wrote for me. Hey, do you like video game reviews? Well, I don't make those, but I do make weird joke videos at youtube.com/FrankZippy. Subscribe and maybe I'll actually post something. Thanks for having me here, Random. I'm always open to quote more SpongeBob with you.
Well, now that that's done, how exactly do I wake up again?
Beating the game didn't seem to work. I have an idea, but it involves a very dated reference.
There's no place like home. 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 Whew. It was only a dream.